Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. I'm Don. I'm a degreed engineer who spent the last decade in design and manufacturing in the Hartford area. I'm building tools to support those industries, but that's not what I'm going to talk about tonight. I'm going to tell you how, in my spare time, I'm creating my own personal brand with a system to back it up. When most people think about content, they probably think they have nothing interesting to share. That's what I used to think, but there's moments in every day that others can learn from. That's what my agent is looking for. It's looking through my daily notes, things I'm building, project activity, and experiences, trends across time, taking inspiration from my actual life to create a real story and not something fabricated. Every run walks the same 7 steps. It collects that day's material, finds ideas worth writing about, proposes them, and then it stops. It holds at my approval. Nothing moves past that point until I say so. Then it researches any facts, writes the drafts, and hands them back to me. First, it works out what's actually new. It remembers everything that it's published before so that anything unchanged drops out of the process immediately. Only what's new makes the cut so that things don't get repeated. Then it scans all the content and pulls out what's genuinely worth publishing. It's looking for many things: something that I built or made, something I learned, an opinion I keep repeating, or a takeaway from a conversation I had with someone at work. 5 a day is the minimum it shoots for. A good day might give 10, and it proposes all 10. Every idea comes back to me as a short list. 1 idea and 5 ways that the story can be told. And a single word next to each. I say yes, no, or I leave it for later. That's my whole interaction with the system. I can do it from my phone, at a coffee shop, or from my laptop, and nothing gets written until I do. Some days I barely write anything down. Instead of lowering the bar, the agent writes me informed prompts. It scores the most interesting ones and keeps the best 30 in a running list that I can come to when I need it. It never nags me, it never sends me a reminder, but when I'm short on ideas, I can pull up the list, answer 2 or 3 out loud, and it turns my answers into proposals. This way I never run out of proposals to review and publish. This step is the only moment the engine ever goes online, and only when an idea names something real, like a book or a study that has to be researched. It researches what the source actually says, saves the real quotes and links, and writes down a list of things it must not claim. If it can't confirm the source, the idea dies there. Making something up to fill the gaps is one thing it's never allowed to do. Now it writes. The same I proved idea can get told 5 different ways because a story that works as a short post works differently as a video. It writes 1 at a time, and each format has its own system and rules about length, structure, and the way that I would write it. Then it edits its own work against my style rules, the ones built up from every draft that I've had to fix. It hands me the draft, and that's where it stops. The engine drops finished drafts in the first tray, and it goes no further. It has no way to post anything anywhere without my say-so. Final editing and publishing is on me so that I can maintain my vision. I use this human-in-the-loop interaction so that it never puts out anything that I wouldn't say myself. But then it actually keeps going. It gets better by watching what I change. Every time I do an edit or rewrite one of its drafts, it saves the before and after so the pattern in my edits is visible. It also pulls analytics on my content from the platforms, including how long people actually watch before they leave, but it only ever shows me what it noticed. Turning any of that into a new rule is always my decision. It's never automatic. And that's the machine. If you want to see what actually comes out of it, you can find me on YouTube or my website. I also have free tools to get you started on GitHub, and I can point you to an online classroom where I learned everything I needed to make this work. I've done all of this in the last few months since March, and I post things every day now because of it. And that's it.